Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Bergeron Cooks. My name is Naisha and I will be showing you how to make chicken pot pie from scratch, just like what you get in the restaurant. So stay tuned, we're going to get started cooking. So what we have here is chicken stock, rosemary, some sweet peas. Those are frozen in a bag. Okay, wherever, finding a grocery store, they're frozen. These are leeks. Okay, and then we have some carrots with the stems on it. We have celery and white onion. Now we're not going to use as much white onion as we are going to use the leeks because they have like this really strong, robust flavor that it kicks up just about any dish that you would put an onion in. So, and we also have dough. Now that's pre-made. I didn't make that from scratch, but that's made and rolled, so we're going to cut that out. That's going to be a fun thing too. In fact, I bought a tool just to cut it so we can get the little pretty lines on it. So, first things first is we're going to cut the veggies and saute them. sauteed all of the vegetables, and now at this point I'm going to remove the rosemary. Okay, and I'm going to use my homemade chicken stock. And this, I boiled a whole, I shouldn't be reaching over the stove like this, but this, I boiled a whole chicken with an onion, some celery, salt, and pepper. So I brought it to a boil and let it boil for like 30 minutes. Then I put it on simmer for like 2 hours. So now, I want to let that cook down a bit. About like 2 cups, a little more than 2 cups for this. So I like scraping up all the bits from the flour that I put on it. That actually thickens the filling for your pot pie. Another thing I like to do is add whole cream. So we're gonna pour in. I would say that's about a half cup. Another thing you want to do, you want to season in layers. So all I'm doing is salt and pepper. So I season the veggies as I put them in. Now I'm seasoning the chicken stock. Where did I lay my stuff? Adding like half teaspoons at a time. You don't want to over salt it. And you can always add to, but you can't take away. I'm sure you've heard that, and that is so true. There's nothing worse than a beautifully prepared dish that's too salty to even enjoy. So. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit and thicken just a bit. Top on. So now I'm going to add, I'm going to take the fire off of this because for 2 reasons. This chicken is cooked, I'm not going to say it's cooked to death, but it's cooked to the point of where it really doesn't need any more cooking. So actually that's the chicken that I use to make my chicken stock with right here. So I'm going to put some of that in. I'm going to put the peas in. The reason I'm putting those both in, I put the peas in for the same reason I put the chicken in last, because technically it's cooked. It just has to be steamed. So I'm going to go ahead and okay, so if I had to guess, I would say that's about 1/3 of the bag of frozen peas. Not a super big bag, but about 1/3 of the bag. Okay, so I'm gonna try to manage this. And this is a whole chicken. Now I do have the fire off. I'm just gonna let this sit for a second because next we're going to put our dough into our pan. Let's stir this a bit. Now when I broke the chicken up, I don't think I did that on camera, but I kind of tore at it. It's good. You can do it with your hands. You can do it with the tool. I have tools and I use my hands too. No way you can really feel the bones. You don't have to worry about looking for them. But yeah, you definitely want to break it to the point where they're still chunks, it's not shreds. But then if you like shreds in your chicken pot pie, that is perfectly fine. So let me show you what I got. I guess that didn't look too appealing, but okay. I think we got angles that can show you this whole thing that's being taken with another camera, because from this angle it doesn't look that good. Well, it doesn't look as good as I know it is. How about that? Okay. I'm gonna taste it. Let me taste it. So since the last you saw me, I think I was putting the chicken and the chicken stock in the sauteed vegetables. So this is the consistency that I got, okay? And I've also filled the pie pan with pre-rolled pie crust. You can get that from anywhere. Nothing special about it. I didn't make it. So I'm going to fill this. How about I hope I made enough? I was supposed to make it two, but that didn't happen. I got enough chicken left to make chicken noodle soup, and I have some chicken stock that I can make chicken noodle soup. So I should be fine. This is actually a measuring cup, guys. This is a half cup, but it is so great for scooping and pouring. I know in some cases you would brown your pie crust first, but this one is okay as long as it's done at the bottom. It should finish up fine. Because we're gonna let this cook for about 45 minutes in the oven. Okay, so let's get to making the top of our crust. Okay, so we are done with the layer on. So here's the thing. Whenever I'm baking or doing something different, I try to incorporate different tools just to get different effects on my food. Like for instance, I was going to use this to cut the strips for the top. Oh, the oven's ready. So I was gonna use this to cut little strips because it makes like a little indentation on the edges and it cuts it. So, but I chose not to because I'd be all day doing that. But what I did go with is this little piece of thing right here. So actually, it's really cute, but it wasn't even. I don't know if it's because of the pressure that I put in it or what. Because I did it on this top and it's pretty level. But this is the finished product. Now you got the filling in it, the dough at the bottom and the top, well, the pie crust at the bottom, the pie crust at the top. I'm gonna put a few slits in it, and that's for the purpose of relieving steam and pressure. So I preheated the oven to 375. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. And we're going to do 45 minutes. And I will be back then and we can dig in. We don't want to dig in right away. We want to let it cool off though because it may explode if we dig in right away. All right. Okay, that means that it is time to come out. Let's see what we got. Oh wow, that looks really good. That looks really. So we're gonna let that cool. We're gonna let that cool for a bit, and maybe for like 20-25 minutes because it's so hot. And when we do, then we can have a glass of wine with the pot pie. Okay, so there you have it. Please like, follow, comment, and share. And leave a review. Let us know what you thought about this. And let me know if you tried the recipe. Okay, so at the end of this, there should be a link to all of my social media. And there should also be a link to this recipe, which will be on my website. And it's www.bergeroncooks.com. Never mind, www. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.